The NFL draft is less than a month away, and that means it is time for America's favorite slogan. Okay, it might not be America's favorite slogan. It's my favorite slogan, and it's exactly what the Bengals should abide by this draft. We'll break it down right now on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to CBT. I'm James Rapien of BengalsTalk.com. It is opening day for the Cincinnati Reds, which means I had to rock this freshly minute. Look at this. This Griffey jersey, baby. That's right. We're really excited to be on audio as well. You can take us with you this draft season, and the beauty of it, since it's draft month, I'll mention it. And yes, we are less than a month away from the NFL draft. All of these calls we get with the prospects, right? So let's say the first round pick that night, we do a conference call. The writers will do a conference call with him, a conference call with the second round pick, conference call with the third round pick. We're going to upload that audio so you'll be able to hear it. So please check us out on audio, because there will be things that we put up there that aren't necessarily in video form, that are only audio. And so that's why we're doing it, to expand and give you the best Bengals coverage possible. Today's video brought to you by BetUS TV. Let's dive into draft season, baby. It's my favorite time of year. I love the draft, and it's pretty simple, because I'm not going to hammer you in this video with, oh, take this guy, not this guy. To be quite frank with you, I'm not there yet. I have some opinions on draftable players, but I don't have all right, here are the 5 guys I would take. Here's the order I would take them. I'm not there yet. And it's fine to not be there yet. I think that over the past few years, I've gotten pretty darn comfortable with my process, with how it goes. And really up until like the week of the draft, that's when I really, boom, dial in and can say, all right, these are the guys. Take one of these guys. This is the order, all of those things. Here's what I think the Bengals are going to do. Here's their order. And I'm not there yet. But what I am here to say is the phrase that everyone should do. We need to get t-shirts made. I need to get with my guy, Doug, at Rivertown Inquiry and get these t-shirts made. Draft players, not positions. I'm going to say it again. You draft players, not positions. And that is what the Bengals need to do. It's all about the quality, not the quantity. And it's all about the quality of the player, not the position that they're playing. No, this does not mean that the Bengals should take a quarterback 17th overall. Well, James, you said players, not positions. Yeah, you got to use a little common sense. But I look at the 17th overall pick, and I look at the Bengals, and you could legitimately make a case that safety is going to be the best player available, defensive tackle, defensive end, these edge rushers, offensive line is going to be the best player available, cornerback is going to be the best player available, linebacker is going to be the best player available. If you think Ashton Jeanty falls to pick 17, running back is going to be the best player available, tight end could be the best player available with Colston Loveland and Tyler Warren. That's 8 positions. We're at 8 spots right now. And I didn't include offensive tackle, even though Kelvin Banks is an offensive tackle for Texas. They would draft him and play him at guard. Will Campbell's an offensive tackle for LSU. They would draft him and play him at guard. Will Campbell's probably not making it to the Bengals at 17. But if he did, of course you would run to draft him, right? Of course you would. Ashton Jeanty's in that same realm of prospect, where of course you would run to draft the running back if he fell to 17. He won't. He's not going to be there. But when you draft players and not positions, you're getting the guys that are going to make an impact right away, the guys that are going to come in and help your team. And the Bengals, they need help in a plethora of areas. And the good news is when I look at this draft and I look at who could be available at 17, they should be able to find someone that can help right away. More thoughts on the draft, more thoughts. I'll start to name a few prospects now on who could be available at 17, and my logic and what I think you're hoping for as a Bengals fan, and what I think the Bengals could look to do on draft day. We'll do that coming up next. Today's video is brought to you by BetUS TV. BetUS TV is where you need to go. And it's where you need to go because they're going to have picks for you, whether it's ahead of the Sweet 16 in all of these games that are going on in college hoops. Maybe you're thinking about the University of Cincinnati and the Crown Tournament in Las Vegas. BetUS TV is going to have all of those insights, the odds you're looking for, the betting markets you're looking for, all of those things. And it is really simple to use and simple to watch and take in all of the information. And they're going to have all the analysis that you could look for. So BetUS TV is powering this video. So make sure that you check out BetUS TV. Get all the information you need so you can be educated on college hoops, on NFL, on any and everything, including opening day, because I'm wearing that Ken Griffey Jr. jersey, baby. Again, BetUS TV. All right, let's dive into just because I mentioned 8 positions, and I'm just going to name players that could, and again, I don't think Ashton Genty will be there, but in one world or another could fall to 17. Ashton Genty is the highly, highly unlikely one. Jahad Campbell, another one. So you're talking about running back, linebacker. Obviously, Will Campbell, probably not going to happen. Kelvin Banks Jr. could really happen. So you're talking about 2 different offensive linemen there. I think Mike Green certainly could be in the mix. James Pierce Jr. could be in the mix. Walter Nolan, Nicky Manwari could be in the mix. And so you start to look at these guys, and it's like, man, there's a lot of options. Colston Loveland, Tyler Warren, a lot of different options for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I didn't even mention Tyler Booker because the Alabama product tested poorly. I don't think that you necessarily want him at 17, but certainly was considered a first round guard a month ago. And so maybe that's the case. And that's the point here that I want to hammer home. The Bengals should want first round impact. Whoever they take at 17, they should want impact. And if you're telling me that Nicky Manwari is the next Derwin James was the 17th overall pick in the 2018 NFL draft. If you're saying Nicky Manwari is Derwin James, take him. Take him. I want impact. I want a player that's going to come in and be a Pro Bowler and that's going to be a guy that can help and help a defense that, it'd be great. If it's a trench guy, even better. I think those guys are more valuable. I think it's harder to find. No doubt. It would be great. If Will Campbell fell, would be great. If Ashton Genty fell, would be great. You want impact. And that's what you should be rooting for. That's what the Bengals should be rooting for. How do I get one of these 1A players? And they probably won't. Maybe Jahad Campbell. Maybe it's Will Johnson, the corner out of Michigan. He's going to have a workout next week. But I always default to, you draft the player, not the position. Like if the Bengals get a really, really good corner, that's awesome. If they get a really, really good safety, that's awesome. It would be great if they can address their offensive line and shore that up, or if they can address the trenches and bolster their pass rush. But what I don't want, and I think a lot of people are doing this, is trenches. We're going to be focused on the trenches and that's it. Like it would be great. Of course it would. But you know what also would be great? If they got Colston Loveland and he was really awesome at tight end for them. And what would also be great? If they got an instant impact player at really anywhere. And that's it. Draft players, not positions. You want to get the right player. Now, the other element here is a trade down. And we'll do more on this, but I think a lot of you are doing these simulators where it's PFF simulator, the PFN simulator, all these different simulators that are out there, fan speak, and they're like, trade down. Let's trade down. Let's get more picks. Let's get more assets. And I get it. I think it's going to be hard to trade down. I do. And I think it's going to be hard to trade down because I think everyone in the league is going to be like, nah, we'll stick and pick or we'll try to trade down. And if there aren't teams that are willing to trade up, then it's going to be tough. Could it happen? Of course it could. Would it be ideal? Possibly. But there are a lot of positions in the mix right now, I would say, for pick 17. We'll probably narrow those down a bit, but Nicky Manwari is certainly in the mix. Mike Green in the mix. James Pierce Jr., that I have concerns about some of these guys that we'll get into over the next month. We'll get some guests on. It's an exciting time. It is draft season, baby. So smile. Rep the Reds on opening day like I am Ken Griffey Jr. I've been wanting this jersey. I got this jersey last week. I've been wanting this Ken Griffey Jr. jersey since I was like 6. So found a steal of a deal and boom, got it done. Today's video brought to you by BetUS. That's going to do it for today. If there's news, hopefully the Bengals, by the way, address guard and free agency. Let's get a guard in the building that is starting caliber. But regardless, we're going to cover the draft. We're going to have a ton of thoughts on these prospects. I'm starting to do a deep dive. I'm literally looking at a bunch of information about some of these top guys. So it is officially here, draft season. It's going to be a 1-month sprint to the draft. We're going to have you covered every single step of the way. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube, ring the bell, and make sure you follow on Amazon, on Apple, on Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. For Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for listening and watching to Cincinnati Bengals Talk.